So apparently there are still people capping for Forspoken, and with people I mean PlayStation fanboys who are upset that HiFi Rush outshadowed their game like a day after it came out. And they just can't accept the fact that, Forspoken is a backed game and they're still trying to damage control the situation even though nobody else really cares anymore. Their new favorite argument is that it made NPD and HiFi Rush didn't, so this proves once and for all that Forspoken is a really good game that everybody secretly loves. Which is weird because nobody plays it, and when they do play it nowadays, it's to shit on the game. But that doesn't count, because it made NPD, guys. This is totally a big deal.
I was told HiFi Rush outsold Forspoken. I was told Forspoken was a flop. I was told HiFi Rush was a game of the year. I was told everybody thinks Forspoken is trash and HiFi Rush killed it, yet Forspoken is on NPD. Where's HiFi Rush at? Well, trash Forspoken outsold HiFi Rush. HiFi didn't even chart. Talk about DOA. So much for the Steam charts. Love to see it.
Now obviously there are some problems here. NPD is a very weird way of seeing which game has sold the most, mainly because, it doesn't count physical sales, which HiFi Rush doesn't have any, but on top of that, it only counts digital sales when the publisher of the game wants to give out, how many digital copies they have sold, which is something that Microsoft doesn't do. So HiFi Rush, a game that has no physical sales because it hasn't come out physically, and also can't show its digital sales because Microsoft doesn't want that, obviously it's not gonna be on the list. And a lot of people try to point that out to these PlayStation fanboys, but in their typical PlayStation fanboy way, they just did a bunch of mental gymnastics to get around logic. Question, why would it be on a list? Where would NPD get the data from? There are no retailers because it doesn't have physical copies, and digital sales would need to directly come from Microsoft, which does not share digital sales. This is literally confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias, but you guys are championing Steam numbers, ignoring console success. That's the whole point of NPD. It destroys arguments with 100% factual numbers.
Okay, but this guy just told you why the numbers are not 100% factual or accurate, and why the game wouldn't be on NPD because Microsoft doesn't. I'm not even gonna explain it again. The game wouldn't be on NPD, and you can say, oh, but it has 100% factual numbers. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And yes, of course, we're using Steam numbers, because Steam is the only platform on which both games have been released and you can directly compare them to one another. Like, you can see how many people right now are playing Forspoken versus HiFi Rush. Like, here's a screenshot from, admittedly, a couple days ago. Here you can see that in the past hour of when this screenshot was taken, 531 people across the entire world were playing Forspoken on PC. That doesn't include people who are playing the game offline, but I highly doubt 1,000 people or something were playing the game offline. Now this is a screenshot that was made around the same time of HiFi Rush, and it shows that in the last 8 minutes, not in the last hour, but in the last 8 minutes, 1,650 people were playing the game. Actually, I don't understand why we're comparing sales numbers to begin with, man. Like, Forspoken, it sucks, people don't like it. I'm sorry, if you like Forspoken, that's fine, but the general conception of the game is that it's bad. People don't talk about it anymore, people don't play it anymore, and HiFi Rush, I know you don't like to hear this, but it's a very well-received game. People like it, people still talk about it, people are still playing it. I'm sorry that the game you wanted to succeed for some reason flopped, okay? But I don't fucking deal with it. Don't just go on the internet and be like, oh, but the NPD, guys, the NPD. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Someone seems to have forgotten to tell you how dates work. Those are pre-order numbers. HiFi Rush was shadow dropped and did better on Steam sale charts. Find some other way to cope, lol.
It's so nice to be in the position to just end any debate by saying it made NPD.
Like, this is how desperate these people are for a win for Forspoken. Because, it's one of the only big exclusives their console is gonna get this year. And the fact that it flopped just isn't sitting well with them. What do you mean you can end any debate by saying it made NPD? That means nothing. Again, like, HiFi Rush wouldn't have been on the list regardless of if it sold more or less than Forspoken. And NPD is not an accurate way to measure the financial success of a game, and definitely not the critical success of a game.
And anyone who says that digital and Steam sales weren't included, that's incorrect. They're all included. In reality, HiFi Rush just didn't perform well Forspoken outperformed it by a large margin.
Bro, can you not read? Are you mentally challenged, my guy? Like, yeah, it does say that digital sales aren't included, but it also says at the publisher's discretion. Xbox, the publisher of HiFi Rush, does not give out its digital sales numbers. So HiFi Rush is not gonna be on the NPD because Xbox doesn't give out their fucking sales numbers, you glue-sniffing idiot. So I'm editing this video right now, and I don't know how official like the NPD group is or whatever, I've never heard of them before, but they do first state that they do not include digital sales right before saying that they do include digital sales, which to me doesn't seem very professional and trustworthy, but whatever, I don't know, man. It's just something I wanted to point out. Like, how are you gonna contradict yourself in your own, like, list thing? It's weird. Also, the game did not perform well at all. Forspoken has not performed well. I'm sorry, but, like, there are more people playing Morrowind. Yeah, that's right, there's more people playing the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind than that there are people playing Forspoken. And Morrowind is a game that came out 20 fucking years ago on the original Xbox. Like, it's honestly not even funny anymore. Like, this is just incredibly pathetic to watch these people cope this hard and cap this hard for a game that's dead. How can you keep denying that the game is dead when, like I just said, 380 people are playing Forspoken worldwide on PC, and at the same time 620 people are playing a 20-year-old game? That's like almost double the amount of people would rather play Morrowind over Forspoken. Like, honestly, I don't get it. How empty does your life have to be, right? That you spend your time on Twitter trying to justify your purchase of a video game. Like, if you like Forspoken, that is fine, but the game clearly, financially and critically flopped. People don't like it. Okay, if you like it, that's cool. But, like, you don't have to go on Twitter and cope this hard for a video game. Anyway, I think this is about the end of the video, because I really don't feel like talking more about this shit. I'm sorry, by the way, if I haven't been uploading a lot recently. There just hasn't been a lot of PlayStation fanboy content, and I've been making different types of videos as well, but they just take longer to make. So yeah. Anyway, boys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe as always. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.